The dust swirled like a devil's whisper across the barren yard, and Samuel Thorne froze when he heard the crack of a rifle shot echoing from the far fence line. Heart pounding, he dropped the axe mid-swing, grabbing his Colt from the belt. Had those raiders come back, the ones who'd been rustling cattle from neighboring ranches? But as he crept closer, rifle raised, the truth hit harder than any bullet. It wasn't raiders. It was a young Apache woman, chained to his post like a forgotten animal. Her head bowed low under the relentless sun of 1882 Arizona territory. Blood trickled from a fresh graze on her arms. Someone had taken a pot shot at her, maybe to scare her silent or just for sport. Samuel's gut twisted. This wasn't just abandonment. It was a trap, a message scrawled in iron and bruises. Who'd left her here on his land, and why? If he cut her free, he'd invite hell deputies, settlers, or her own kin, riding for vengeance. But as her dark eyes lifted just a fraction, defiant yet shattered, he knew walking away would damn him more than any gunfight. Before we get deeper into this tale of grit, healing, and forbidden fire, hit that like button and drop in the comments where you're tuning in from: Texas, Australia, or somewhere wild. The wind howled steady through the cracked earth of Samuel Thorne's ranch, near the jagged borders of the Arizona Badlands where the ground baked hard and unforgiving. Samuel had carved this patch from nothing after the war, but life had whittled him down since cholera claimed his wife and son 4 years back. At 35, he was a man of few words, broad-shouldered from endless toil, with calloused hands that gripped a plow tighter than any dream. His days blurred into hauling water from the shallow well, mending fences against coyotes, and staring at horizons that promised nothing but more dust. He avoided the dusty streets of Silver Creek unless supplies ran low, speaking only in grunts to settle tabs. That morning, after the shot that rattled him, he approached cautious, his rifle steady. The woman Kaya, though he wouldn't learn it, yet hung limp, her buckskin dress torn at the hem and bodice, revealing skin bronzed by sun but marred with welts from lashes. Iron cuffs bit into her wrists, looped high on the post, and her bare feet dug into the dirt for balance. Flies buzzed around the graze wound on her arm, fresh enough that blood still seeped. Samuel's jaw clenched. This reeked of the town's vigilantes, the kind who taught lessons to natives crossing paths with white claims. He could smell the setup cut her loose, and he'd be branded a sympathizer, drawing badges or worse. But her shallow breaths, the tremble in her frame, echoed the helplessness he'd felt burying his family. "Damn it all," he muttered, holstering the Colt and pulling his knife. The lock gave with a twist, chain clanking free. She slumped forward, catching herself on the post, rubbing raw wrists without a word. Her eyes met his, fierce, unyielding, like a cornered wolf measuring its hunter. Samuel nodded toward the cabin. Inside, warmth. She hesitated, weighing the risk, but the wind's bite and her wounds pushed her to follow, steps unsteady but proud. Inside the rough-hewn cabin, a single room with a cast-iron stove, narrow cot, and scarred table. Samuel poured water from a tin pitcher, handing her a cup. She drank greedily, twice, her full lips cracked from thirst. He ladled stew from the pot, plain venison and beans, and set it before her with cornbread. She ate fast at first, then slowed, eyes darting to him, the door, the shadows. Who was she? Why his fence? Questions burned, but Samuel held his tongue. Words had failed him long ago. He busied himself stoking the fire, but couldn't ignore her form curves softened by hardship, hips wide from a life of labor, chest heaving under the torn fabric. Shame hit him for noticing. She was broken, not his to eye. He fetched an old shirt of his late wife's faded calico and laid it beside her. "For you." She touched it, nodded faintly, and he turned away as she changed, the rustle of cloth stirring memories he'd buried deep. That night, he gave her the cot, spreading his blanket by the fire. Sleep evaded him. What if riders came in the dark? Her soft breaths filled the room, a ghost of family lost, and he wondered if this stranger would shatter his fragile peace or mend it. Dawn broke cold, frost glazing the panes. Samuel rose to chores, finding Kaya already up, sweeping dust with a makeshift broom of twigs. Her graze wound wept, but she moved with grit, ignoring the pain. He bandaged it roughly with clean cloth, their hands brushing electric unspoken. She fetched water without prompt, her steps surer, and helped mend a loose corral rail, holding boards steady as he hammered. No words passed, but her presence eased the endless quiet. That afternoon, tension snapped, hoofbeats thundered from the ridge. Samuel grabbed his Winchester, shoving Kaya inside. Hyde's 3 Roughnecks-town drunks he'd seen in Silver Creek rode up, rifles slung, laughing crude. "Heard you got our little gift, Thorne. Where's the squaw? We left her for sport, figure you'd enjoy breaking her in." Samuel stepped out, rifle cocked. "She's gone." Right off they dismounted, circling like vultures. "Liar will take her back after we settle with you." The leader drew first, but Samuel fired quick, grazing his arm. Chaos erupted. Bullets splintered wood. One thug charged with a knife, slashing Samuel's side. He dodged, pistol whipping the man down, then dropped another with a gut shot. Kaya burst from the cabin, grabbing a fallen rifle, firing wild but true, hitting the last in the leg. They fled, cursing, but the fight left Samuel bleeding, Kaya tending his wound with steady hands. "Why?" he rasped. Her eyes softened. "You freed me." That night, trust sparked. She whispered her name, Kaya, and he shared his grief, the fever that stole his world. But whispers of the shootout spread. Who were those men, and would more come? Days blurred into a tentative bond. Kaya healed fast, her bruises fading, revealing a beauty fierce and resilient, high cheekbones, full lips, a body curved with strength from desert life. She claimed space, weaving baskets from reeds, seasoning stew with wild herbs, humming Apache tunes that soothed Samuel's scarred soul. He taught her ranch ways, side by side mending fences, her laughter rare but bright when a colt nuzzled her. Attraction simmered, a brush of hands lingered, eyes locked longer, but doubt not who chained her. Was it revenge from her tribe, or white men's cruelty? One evening, as snow threatened, Kaya sat by the fire, mending his shirt. Samuel watched, heart pounding. "You could leave," he said gruff. She met his gaze. "Stay." He leaned in, their kiss tentative, lips soft against rough fire ignited, guilt warring with need. She pulled back, eyes searching. "Not pity." "No," he growled. "Want?" They parted, but the air crackled, leaving him tossing by the fire, wondering if love could rise from ashes. Danger struck again midwinter. A blizzard howled in, winds screaming like banshees, burying the ranch in drifts. Samuel fought to the barn, securing livestock, but the roof groaned under snow's weight. Kaya insisted on helping, bundling in his coat. As they shoveled a beam crack, Samuel shoved her clear, but timber pinned his leg, pain exploding. "Go inside," he yelled over the gale. She refused, digging frantic, her hands raw from cold. Hours later, she freed him, dragging him back through whiteout hell. Inside, she stripped his boot, wrapping the bruise, her touch gentle yet firm. "Fool man," she murmured, first full words in English. He gripped her hand. "Saved me." That night, warmth bloomed. She curled beside him by the fire, bodies close against the storm. Whispers of pasts shared. Her village raided, captured by traders, chained as punishment. Timor built. Who exactly hunted her? Samuel vowed protection, but shadows loomed. Spring thawed the land, but threats mounted. Rumors from Silver Creek, a bounty on runaway Apache squaws fueled by Kaya's captors, corrupt deputies tied to land grabs. Samuel rode to town for supplies, sensing eyes. In the saloon, a stranger cornered him. "Heard you harboring redskin trash. Judge wants her for trial." Stole from settlers. Samuel's fist flew first, but the brawl escalated. Chairs shattered, knives drawn. He fought like a bear, dodging a blade, pistol whipping one assailant, then drawing his Colt for a standoff. "Back off, or die here." The crowd parted, but as he fled, shots rang, grazing his horse, forcing a desperate gallop home. Kaya waited, rifle ready. "They come?" He nodded, bleeding. She bandaged him, fury in her eyes. "My people." Maybe help, but contacting her tribe risked betrayal. Who chained her, kin or foe? Tension pushed them closer. That night, passion ignited fully. She pulled him to the cot, bodies entwining in urgent rhythm, her curves yielding yet strong, his hands tracing scars. Ecstasy shattered walls, but dawn brought fear. Were they doomed? Midsummer scorched the ranch, wells drying, forcing Samuel to haul water from a distant creek. Kaya joined, but ambush waited for masked riders. Hired guns from the judge's payroll surrounded them. "Hand over the squaw, Thorn. She's evidence in a killing." Samuel drew dual pistols. Classic cowboy stand. "Over my corpse." Gunfire erupted. Bullets whizzed, one nicking Kaya's shoulder. Samuel dropped two with precise shots, rolling behind rocks, but a third tackled him, knife to throat. Kaya grabbed a branch, cracking the man's skull, then fired the fallen gun, hitting the last. Bloodied, they escaped, but the fight exposed a plot. The chaining was no random act. Kaya had witnessed a deputy murder her kin for land deeds. Timor peeked. Could they expose it? Samuel's wound festered, fever rising, Kaya nursing him with poultices, her tears revealing love. "Don't leave me," she whispered. He fought back, vowing justice. Autumn winds carried more peril. Kaya's tribe scouts appeared, demanding her return, accusing Samuel of captivity. "White dogs stole our sister." A standoff brewed. Samuel faced 5 warriors, bows drawn. "She chooses," he roared, Colt ready. Arrows flew, one piercing his arm. He fired back, wounding but not killing, yelling for parley. Kaya stepped between, speaking rapid Apache, revealing her chains by whites. Not him. Betrayal unveiled. A tribal traitor colluded with deputies for gold. Chaos. A warrior lunged, knife flashing. Samuel parried, fistfight ensuing, raw and brutal. Kaya disarmed a traitor, exposing the scheme. Tribe retreated, wary alliance formed. Healing deepened. Samuel proposed under stars. "Marry me, Kaya." She smiled. "Always yours." Climax built. Deputies raided at dawn, torches lit, aiming to burn the ranch and seize Kaya. Samuel barricaded, rifle blazing in a fierce shootout. Bullets riddled walls. One deputy charging with dynamite. Samuel tackled him, fists flying in dust, pistol shot echoing as he disarmed the fuse. Kaya sniped from the window, dropping to. The judge himself arrived, sneering, "You'll hang for this." But Kaya's testimony, backed by tribal witnesses hidden nearby, exposed the murders and land theft. A brutal Malay judge drew hidden derringer grazing Samuel's chest. He countered with a haymaker, knocking the man cold. Lawmen fled, plot crumbling. VOA, Samuel collapsed, Kaya cradling him, confessing love. We rebuild together. Years passed. The ranch thrived, cattle fat, fields green from shared toil. Samuel and Kaya wed in a quiet ceremony, blending rituals, defying stares from town. Children came, strong and free, symbols of rebirth. Samuel, once hollow, found purpose in her eyes. Kaya, once chained, soared in dignity. Their story whispered across badlands. Love conquers chains, healing defies hate. In a world of guns and grit, they proved connection redeemed. As snow fell one winter, Samuel held her by the fire, worth every scar. She kissed him, and more. Their legacy, a testament to resilience, inspiring all who heard, proving even in the Wild West, hearts mend, love endures.